Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jasmine. Today's card is going to be the fourth and final card in my Neat Tangled Bible Journaling series. And I'm going to start out with some Neenah cardstock and My Favorite Things Roses background stamp. Sorry, I tried to get the label there and couldn't quite get the camera to focus. So I'm going to cover that in Versamark and then use a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of cardstock. I use Neenah 110 pound Solar White cardstock. So I'm going to cover that in clear embossing powder and heat set that. I love watching heat embossing because it just seems like magic. And whenever you're heat embossing, you want to let your gun warm up, so run for at least 30 seconds, preferably 60 seconds, just to make sure it's good and hot, and that way when you apply it to your paper, your embossing powder begins to melt almost immediately. You are applying heat to your paper for a shorter amount of time, avoiding warping as much as possible. Your better quality cardstocks will resist warping better than your cheaper quality. So I've got my 5 colors of Distress ink, and I'm going to start with Blueprint Sketch, and I'm just going to use a mini blending tool, and starting from one end, I'm going to work my way through 5 colors to the other end, landscape style. So I concentrate the color on the edge and then I blend out a little further than necessary, blend out to white, so that way I've got some room to blend the next color with the previous one. So Blueprint Sketch was the first one, and Mermaid Lagoon is the second one. This is probably one of my top 3 favorite Distress ink colors. And then next I'm going on with Peacock Feathers. And I do clean up between each color just to avoid contamination, and that way you get more of a true representation of each shade. And I do go back and blend between each color using the lighter shade. So my 4th color is Lucky Clover. Really pretty true Kelly green. And then I finish up with Twisted Citron. I love the brightness of this one. I'm going back in with a little bit of Peacock Feathers to kind of add a little bit more depth to it. And then again with the Mermaid Lagoon too. And I like to layer my colors. I do my first blend to get the whole sheet covered, and then I go back with individual colors when I need a little more pop of color, or it could use a little bit more depth, or some areas are patchy. And that's what's nice about Distress ink specifically, but most dye inks. You can go back and layer them and kind of perfect and smooth out areas if you have any blotchiness. This is a Sheer Shimmer Spritz. Try to say that 3 times fast. And I just sprayed it in the air and it kind of settles over it. It does allow the colors to blend just a tiny bit, and it's really pretty once it dries. So I added some Stick It to the back of some vellum, and I'm going to run that through my Big Shot using a stitch circle die. My stitch circle dies are from Lawn Fawn, but you can use any. There's tons of them out there. And I prefer Stick It behind vellum because you don't see it. You don't see any stripes from a tape runner or dots from glue dots. And for me, it works better than like a liquid glue would. So initially, I go in, I'm going to do You Are Awesome, but then I end up changing it later on. So both of these sets, this one is the Easter Companion. Was this from Christmas Journaling? From Neat Tangled, the You Are stamps. And then the Awesome is also a Neat Tangled die. So I stamped this using Versamark, and I cut that out of, I made a tag background using some purple spray inks, and I didn't like how it turned out. So rather than trashing it, I die cut the Awesome out of it. And I really liked the purple against the blue and green background. So I stamped the You Are using my MISTI, but I ended up messing it up. So I kind of changed gears a little bit, and I went back to the Neat and Tangled Christmas Journaling set and used God Is from that set. Also using Momento. That's my favorite black ink. It's nice and dark, and it's suitable for Copics. So it's pretty much an all-around black dye ink. Dries quickly, doesn't smear. And I stamped it a few times to get a good solid impression. And here I'm just using some Tombow Mono Multi Glue to add some dots to the back of the Awesome die cut. And I'm going to stick him down. And I just stick an acrylic block on top of that just for some weight, make sure it's good in here. And then I use some score tape to adhere that to a top folding landscape cut card base. And then to finish up, I use a handful of sequins and confetti from Little Things by Lucy Abrams. I love her mixes, they are gorgeous. And then I use my quick stick tool and some glossy accents to attach those. So on my last video, the third in the card series, I promised a little surprise at the end of my card series, and that is that I'm doing a giveaway. I want to celebrate 200 subscribers to my channel, and I have a handful of stamp sets that are my favorites to give away. And I'm going to do the giveaway on my blog just because it's easier than trying to do it on YouTube. And I don't want any trolls to come in and kind of make people believe they're me when I'm not. And other artists have had that happen to them, and I don't want to deal with that. So we're going to do the giveaway on my blog. So I will have all the details, all the other cards in the series, pictures on that post to go along with this video, and you can get all of that awesome information, how to enter, all that good stuff over on my blog. And I want to say thank you to everyone who is subscribing and watching and supporting me. It's really awesome God has blessed me in innumerable ways. We could be here all day talking about that. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the encouragement. And it means the world. So before I start to tear up, I'm going to say goodbye. So feel free to let me know what you think. Again, thank you for everything, and we will see you later. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.